Hello and welcome to another episode of Dream Home Cooking. Today's menu is a cheesy artichoke baked chicken along with some steamed carrots and some roasted rosemary potatoes that are delicious. And then for dessert, we're going to have a simple homemade chocolate pudding. So I want to start with the dessert first because I like to put them in the fridge so that Mike and me and my producer can have some later. They need to chill for at least a couple of hours. So I'm going to do this first. So what you want to start with is a cup and a half of sugar. I'm going to put that in there. And then a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a cup of cornstarch, and this is your thickening agent. You want to make sure it is cornstarch and not baking powder, and then, or baking soda. This is 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa, the kind we've been using for years and years and years. I'm going to turn the heat on. And then I'm going to get my whisk and just kind of whisk this dry ingredients together. This kind of helps keep it from clumping. And then I'm going to add the milk. This is so simple. This is whole milk, but you can use 2%. I figure if I'm making chocolate pudding, I'm going for the gusto. I'm going to use the full fat milk. You know, it's easy to just pick up a box of it in the grocery store, but I tell you, if you make it homemade, you won't ever go back. And it's just a couple of steps, simple ingredients, and it's so much better. And I think it's probably better for us, even though it does have a cup and a half of sugar in it, but everything in moderation. So you're just going to whisk as it's heating, and you never want to leave this. Answer the phone or answer the door because you don't want the milk to scald, then it'll ruin it. So you want to stick to the stove, and it's going to take about 1.5 to 2 minutes. You want to keep stirring it and it'll get thick. And then once that happens, I'm going to take it off the heat and show y'all the next 2 ingredients that I put in there. This is also a wonderful filling for a chocolate pie. I have done that before where you just make this and then put it in either a regular pie crust or a graham cracker pie crust. Put whipped cream on top. It's delicious. But sometimes I just love a little cup of chocolate pudding after dinner, and this is even good when you serve it hot, when it's warm right out of the pot. It's delicious. So it's already starting to thicken up. I'm going to add the last bit of milk. And I can't remember, this is 5 total cups. 5 cups of whole milk. And you could even mix half whole milk, half 2% if you wanted to try to cut a little bit of the calories. So I'm just going to keep whisking that for about another minute or so till it's smooth and it comes to a little bit of a simmer. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes as opposed to 2 minutes. I didn't have the heat quite high enough because I was worried about scorching it. So you do want to bump your heat some, but just stand over it and just whisk it. Then you want to take it off the heat, and the last 2 ingredients we're going to add is a teaspoon of vanilla and then a 1/4 cup of butter. And that really makes it good. And you just want to stir it until that butter totally melts and it just becomes this beautiful silky color. And then once it cools down, I'm going to put it in these sweet little dessert cups. And it makes about 10 cups. It's about 10 servings, 10 3/4 cup to 1 cup servings. So I am only going to put it in 6 because I usually bring my sweet mama and daddy. They live right down the street from us. I usually bring them my Dream Home Cooking leftovers because I don't want to waste anything. And they're my biggest cheerleaders and they love it when I bring it by. So. Okay, so I'm going to let this cool down for a few minutes and then I'm going to fill them in these cute little cups. All right, so it is ready. I gave it one more quick stir. It's still a little warm, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the cups, but then I'll wait another 10-15 minutes before I put them in the fridge. And like I said, you can eat it just like this, warm, and it's delicious. When I serve it, I like to put some of that ready whip topping on it and a couple of raspberries. And like I said, this will make about 10 of these little cups that hold about a cup's worth. But I'm just going to do 6 and then I put the rest in Tupperware. Or you could even make little mini chocolate pies. They have the little mini graham cracker pie shells. That would be delicious. People always love little individual desserts or meals. I think it just makes people feel extra special that you went through a little bit more trouble. All right, so I'm going to finish filling these last 2, and then we're going to take a little break. And when we come back, I'm going to show you how I make the delicious cheesy artichoke chicken.
My father started this business in 1977. The people that work for us is part of what sets us apart. All of our employees have experience. All of our plumbers have been with us for 10 years or greater. Our motto at Dean & Son is quality and service. We're going to do quality work. We don't leave people hanging. We're there when we're supposed to be. We're done when we're supposed to be. Living up to what you sell and service them after they pay you, that's where your integrity in the plumbing business comes.
Dean & Son Plumbing Company. Call today at 518-9780.
In choosing a contractor in today's market, finding someone that is going to take care of you and make sure that you're happy with their product, with the quality, it's not an easy task today. The most important thing to me is doing what you say you're going to do, taking care of the customer, installing a product that is superior. My motto is call the lady with a team you can trust, and I feel confident that we are a team that you can trust.
Since 1983, individuals and businesses in Alabama have relied on Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel & South for their legal representation. Our experienced attorneys offer high-quality legal counsel in commercial law, real estate, and personal injury litigation. So if you need an attorney, hire the best attorney you can. Call the experienced North Alabama attorneys at Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel & South to arrange your initial consultation, because we're dedicated to setting the standard for legal services.
When you select Wolde Flooring's hardwood, you don't just enhance your home, you transform it. With hundreds of beautiful, durable, hand-selected varieties that come with up to a 50-year warranty, you can count on unsurpassed beauty and proven durability that's guaranteed to stand the test of time. When you want the best flooring for your home, come to Wolde Flooring in Madison. WoldeFlooring.com, 256-325-8453.
Okay, we're back, and now I want to show y'all how I make my cheesy chicken artichoke bake. This is so simple, and it is a delicious recipe, and it's delicious enough to have some company over and impress them with it. So what you want to do is start out with the recipe is 6 thin chicken breasts. So I like to buy, usually at the grocery store, they'll have 3 really thick chicken breasts in a pack. That's what I get. And then I slice each breast in half and pound it just a little bit. So you're going to have just a little, about a 1/4 inch thick pieces of chicken. You can certainly have bigger pieces, but you want to make sure you cook them to the right temp. So I'm going to start with a layer of seasoning. I'm going to do my regular round of salt and pepper, and then garlic powder and onion powder, and I'm going to season it on both sides. I just always think you need to have different layers and levels of seasoning because that's what gives you the good flavors. All right, I'm going to put a little pepper on there. And then this is a 13 by 9 by 2 dish that I sprayed some cooking spray. So now after I season the chicken, I'm just going to place them in this dish. I seasoned one side, now I'm going to season the other once I get it in here. Okay, so there are the chicken breasts. Then I'm gonna do one more round of salt, and then I've got garlic powder. This is one of those dishes that when you bake it, it makes your kitchen smell amazing. Okay, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit more pepper. Okay, so now your seasoned chicken is ready to go. This is one of those things too. I love a recipe that you can make somewhat ahead of time, especially if you are going to have company. Because one thing I do not like is having to be in the kitchen when I have friends and family over. I'm a big prepper. I like to have as much done as I can so I can visit, because I'm always afraid of missing something. They call it, my kids say FOMO, fear of missing out. Okay, so here is going to be the topping. This is 3 ounces of cream cheese, and I love the blocks of cream cheese because they've already got the little measurements on there for you. So I just slice 3 ounces, let it sit out a couple hours because it needs to be at room temperature. Then I have a tablespoon of mayonnaise, and then a 1/4 cup, a 1/3 cup of sour cream. You can see where this is going. This will make anything taste good. Okay, so then you want to mix that together. And my cream cheese could have stood to be a little bit more room temperature, but it's okay. Once I put these artichokes in there, it'll loosen it up some. And then for the seasonings in this, I put a teaspoon each of garlic powder, pepper, a half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, and then a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. So I just put it all in that little dish and then just mix it all in here. Okay, and now I'm gonna add my artichokes. And this is one of those little, I think it's 14.5-ounce jars of the marinated artichoke hearts. You do wanna marinate them. You wanna let them drain for a little bit. I just put them in a little mini colander for about 5 minutes down in the sink and let most of those juices drain out. And then we're just gonna stir that in there. And then the last thing for this topping is a half a cup of grated or shredded Parmesan cheese. But you want to make sure you give this a good stir to make sure all the mayo, sour cream, cream cheese, everything is mixed well. All right, now we're ready to top the chicken. So now you're just going to come over here and I'm just going to put a couple of dollops on each chicken breast just to cover, enough to cover all the chicken. And I'll probably just do the dollops and then I'll come back and spread them. But this is easy peasy. And after you do this, at this point is when, if you need to pop it in the fridge before you bake it, you know, a couple hours, whatever, you can certainly do that. I would just take it out, let it rest on the counter for about 30 minutes before you put it in the oven. Okay, and because these chicken breasts are so thin, it's not gonna take long for this to cook. It's gonna be about 25 to 35 minutes. It just depends on your oven. That's always a big thing, and that's why the little thermometer comes in handy. So now I'm just going to spread all that goodness evenly over each chicken breast. All right, so there is all the chicken, and you want to make sure that you cover all the chicken because this is going to season and moisten this chicken, make it really tender. All right, and then I'm going to hit it just one more time with a little bit more pepper. I love a lot of pepper. Okay, and then this is a half a cup of mozzarella cheese. You don't have to use all of it, but I just like to top just a light layer of mozzarella. I don't like it where it's just a whole thick sheet. And then you're gonna put this in the oven and bake it, like I said, at 375 for 25 to 35 minutes. It's a good idea to pull it out of the oven at about the 25 minute mark. And then these little handy things, you can get them anywhere, Walmart, Amazon, but it's just a little thermometer. You put it in there and it'll tell you, and chicken needs to be 165. So if you take it out of the oven and it says 170 or 80, you know you've gone too far. So, okay, so this is ready to go in the oven. I am gonna take a break and clean all this up, and when we come back, I'm gonna do the roasted potatoes and the delicious steamed carrots.
You know, years ago, we researched different cabinet companies. Wellborn was the cabinet company that we decided to go with. Wellborn has a lot of your custom style building like we did in the local cabinet shops years ago. You just can't go wrong with a product like that with Wellborn. On top of that, Wellborn has researchers that are out in the market every day. Their job is to see what's current in the market, what's selling, and what their dealers need to be showing in their showroom. So come out, let me help you design your kitchen with Wellborn products.
Hey guys, come on in.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah, let me show you around.
Wow.
You know, as the Acme Brick spokesperson, I get paid in brick. All the brick I want.
Solid.
What? Too much? To get Acme Brick quality, look for the Acme name. And here's the guest room. Hope you like a firm mattress.
Okay, we're back, and now I've got two things going at once. I'm going to show y'all how I do my roasted rosemary potatoes and my steamed carrots. So I'm on this steaming veggie kick right now. I think they're so good and they're healthy. But what I do, this is a little steamer basket. You can actually get this from Publix or any grocery store usually, or anywhere that sells kitchen items. It's just a cheap little steamer basket. Find a good pot that you have that kind of fits snugly down in there. Then you want to cover the bottom of the pan about 2 inches with water, and then we're going to bring that water to a boil. Whoa, did y'all see that? I had a little gas buildup there. So once that water starts boiling, then I'm going to pour these carrots in here, and they just steam for about 12 minutes because I like them where they're not mushy. They still have not crunchy, but just a little bit of firmness to bite. So I'm going to go ahead and uncover that. And this is 1.5 pounds of fresh carrots that I peeled and already sliced. And in total, it was 8 large carrots. I think this is so much better to use a fresh, real carrot than those little things that you buy in the bag. They taste chemically to me, but that might just be me. Okay, so now I'm going to move over while that water is coming to a boil. This is a little 2-pound bag of the cute little baby potatoes, and I'm just going to quarter each potato. They're already washed and dried and all that. And you want to quarter each, you want to have consistency in the size of the potatoes because then it'll cook evenly. I love a good roasted potato, and this is a starch that is delicious with the cheesy artichoke chicken bake. You could put pasta with this dish as well, but today I thought it'd be fun just to do a potato. So this is super simple. I've got a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of fresh rosemary from my little herb garden. And depending upon how rosemary-y you like it, I usually put about 1.5 tablespoons. All right, and then I've got some salt. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon. And then I put a little garlic powder, about 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon. And then a little pepper to taste, about a teaspoon, and then a generous amount of olive oil. And you want to use probably a 1/4 cup of olive oil. You want to be able to toss all those pieces of potato generously because that's what's going to give them a nice roast, a nice little crunch on the outside and soft on the inside. So I'm going to stir, and this is one of those things you can kind of eyeball the amount of olive oil. I like to stir it and then decide if I want to add a little bit more. But in this case, I think everything looks glistening and glossy. Each potato looks like it's good and coated. So now I'm just going to pour this into a little shallow baking dish. And I already sprayed it with cooking spray. I'll let y'all see them. Pour it that way. And this little 2-pound bag, it serves about 4 to 6 people. If you're having 8 to 10 people, you may want to double this recipe. Okay, so you just kind of push them down, and then this goes into a 375 oven for about 40 minutes. But before I do that, I want to go ahead. I hear my water boiling, so I'm going to carefully pour my carrots in here. Sometimes I'll do carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, and just roast them, and they are delicious. And when these are finished roasting, when I take them out, I'm going to drizzle some hot honey, which is all the rage these days, some hot honey and a little butter. But for now, I'm going to cover this. I'm going to turn it to medium high, and I'm just going to let them steam for 10 to 12 minutes. And while these are steaming, I do want to tell you all about our community of the week this week. It's called Bellawoods. It's another brand new community, and it's off of Browns Ferry Road. It's a beautiful piece of property. It is in a fantastic location. great schools, grocery stores, great restaurants, and it's going to have a full amenity package, great lots, great size lots. So when Mike is here, he will tell you much more about that. But I do want to say a little shout out to my friend and our wonderful land manager, Donnie Spencer. He has been with us so long, and he knows that Mike and I have lost 2 dogs in the last 2 years. We were so close to our Cooney and Bella. And he said, I don't know if I can get 2 communities named after your girls, but I'm going to at least try to get Bella's. So he did. So it's after our little Bella. It's called Bellawoods. God rest their souls. But anyway, so this is going to steam for about 8 to 10 more minutes. I'm going to put the potatoes in the oven and take a little break, clean up, and when we come back, Mike will be with us to taste this food and tell you more about Bellawoods.
Choosing an appliance can be complicated these days. That's why at Bob Wallace Appliance, we start by asking questions like an occasional cook or a serious chef, something just for you or an army, once a week or once a day. You see, it's not just what we know about appliances, it's what we know about you. Bob Wallace Appliance, locally owned and operated for more than 35 years. Online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Hey guys, I wanted to let y'all know about a year ago, me and Bruce Stone started a new company called Stonewood Homes. And Stonewood is a little different business plan than Woodland Homes because Stonewood is a scattered lot home builder, which means if you have a lot and you're looking for a builder, Stonewood is the answer. So if you own a home site or you're looking at building a custom home, give us a call at 830-9000 and let's start building.
All right, we're back, and I've got Mike, as promised, as usual, in here to be my taste tester.
Food tester?
Yes. So before we do anything, I need to tell the viewers, I'm going to finish up. So these were my steamed carrots. I spooned them out with a slotted spoon, and now I'm just going to put a little hot honey. This is real easy to find these days. You can find it at any grocery store or a Trader Joe's. I do a couple tablespoons of melted butter, and
so butter makes
everything better. Yeah, you can put it on a shoe and it'd probably be good. Okay, so there are the steamed carrots, and then I have my rosemary roasted potatoes, the spinach artichoke chicken. I use a thermometer. I told him how you told me about the importance of that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And then some chocolate pudding.
That helps. Yeah.
Homemade chocolate pudding. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, what's happening? I was telling the viewers about Bellawoods.
Yeah. Well, Bellawoods is a long time coming. We've been working on it for several years, but we finally got our recorded plat.
That was
and so now we're in the process of getting addresses and starting to work on our entrance and planning on what houses we're going to start. And, you know, we've done a lot of really, really nice communities inside the city limits of Madison. I mean, we've done Parker Hall, we've done Cedar Cove, a bunch of communities, but this one is going to be something special. It's a beautiful, it's half of it's open, half of it's wooded. We've got a lot of common area reserved. We've got a lot of natural walkways throughout the community.
Oh, that's so nice.
And it'll be multiple phases. So it'll be, we're in phase 1 right now. Phase 2 is in engineering. So it'll probably be about 5 or 6 phases. So we've got 250 home sites.
Yeah.
And we've designed a bunch of lakes around the community. Location is great. It's a kind of a new area out in Madison. It's off Huntsville, Browns Ferry. Beautiful church site that's been built a couple years ago right next to it. And easy access to Toyota, to highways, to
the location,
everything.
Fantastic.
I mean, location is everything. So,
and it'll have the nice amenity package, clubhouse,
yes,
pool, pool and all that good stuff.
We've got a really, really nice common area back in phase 3, and we wanted to put the clubhouse back there. So it'll be a couple of years before we actually build the clubhouse. But we've got the community itself. If you go onto our website and look at the site map, there's several different areas.
Yeah.
So it's the type of community that we're going to be able to bring in, you know, our larger product that we build in several locations. But also we're going to have some smaller lots to fit more of the empty nester couples. People are looking maybe for a carefree lifestyle, something to where people want that location, but they want something that is a little bit smaller. So we're going to go in there with 2 different products to start off with. And so we're excited about it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I can't wait to see the growth. It's been a fun assignment watching it grow, because it's been a little bit of a feat for you to get all that going and ready and developing the land.
It's not easy to do what we're doing inside the city limits of Madison, but you know, the location is going to be so great, and it's like I said before, the site is just a beautiful wooded site. But yeah, Bellawoods is a great name, and you know,
and it's going to be a great community. It's going to be fun to watch it grow.
It is. So, but I'm hungry, so let's quit talking about houses and food, and let's wrap this up. So for your recipes,
you can find them on woodlandhomes.com or our Dream Home Cooking Facebook page.
Yep. And also for information, we have up to 11 or 12 different communities now. So information on any of our homes, you can go to our website, woodlandhomes.com, or just simply give us a call at 256-830-9000. And a shout out to
all of our great sponsors.
Absolutely. So,
all right.
But if you're looking for a new home, y'all come out and see us. Let's see.
Let's see.
All right, let's do it.